Tech Table. Tech Table. Tech Table.
Hello and welcome to the Tech Table, the Technical Staff and Theatre Workers podcast. It's a podcast in which I talk to people who work in the technical side of the entertainment industry about how they got in, their experiences and any advice they can give to anyone getting in. This is episode 4 of season 7, really flying through this season so far. Thank you so much for listening to us. Thank you so much for the downloads. It's been really great so far and I've enjoyed it. I hope you have too. If you'd like to get in touch, it's techtablepod@gmail.com. If you want to follow us on the socials, it is techtablepod on Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook, Threads and YouTube. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everyone you know who's interested in the technical side of the industry and those who aren't, because it might make them interested. Yes, so thank you so much, like I said, for the downloads. We're really getting some good figures and some really great feedback for this current season, and long may it continue. And without further ado, let's see who's at the tech table with me this week.
I'm here with my guest at this time. If you'd like to introduce yourself and tell me what your current job title is.
Hi, I'm Dylan. I'm a solution design specialist at Disguise.
Okay, and explain what that is.
So basically we chat to clients, we travel around, do trade shows and do demos of the Disguise technology. And then we chat to clients about how Disguise could be implemented into their current workflows.
Excellent. And what is Disguise?
So Disguise is a hardware software company. We power some of the biggest productions around the world. So we power the Sphere in Las Vegas all the way through to the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. We power top A-list artists. About 70 to 80% of the top A-list artists use our servers. So that would be your Adele, Ed Sheeran, Beyonce, Taylor Swift, as well as Eurovision for quite a few years so far.
Excellent. And how did you get into that?
I got into that. I got into it through university, funny enough. So our university never actually taught Disguise, but we had a Disguise machine that we used for our operas. And I just picked it up one day and then decided to start learning it. As I used it more and more, I found out that Disguise wasn't just for video playout and for theatre. It was actually used for live events as well, and it was then also used for virtual production and interactive installations. So I went down this massive rabbit hole, and then just grew from there. Joined a studio in London called 180 Studios. Helped them out with a XR setup stage. Did quite a few nice productions with many different artists, like ranging from like Sampha, will.i.am, etc. And then ended up joining Disguise because I really liked what the company did, and I really liked the I really liked the direction that I saw the company going in, and I kind of wanted to be part of it. So it was a good decision.
Excellent. So straight out from college, you did that. Which college did you go to, you say?
So I went to Guildhall School, Music and Drama.
Excellent. And so what was the title of your course you were doing? That obviously wasn't a Disguise course. Yeah,
it was video design for live performance. So it's called VDLP, which then changed titles, funny enough, for it's called like GPS, which was Guildhall Productions, something like that.
Oh, that's a terrible acronym.
Yeah. So yeah, I did that course. So I originally was joining Guildhall for lighting, funny enough. So in my school before university, I was very much into lighting for theatre, and I did my A-levels with a drama degree doing lighting design. And I was looking at the courses for all these different universities, for Rose Bruford, Central, Guildhall, and I noticed that there was also a video design course. And I looked at it and I said, that looks like fun. That looks more fun, and decided to go down that rabbit hole.
Oh, excellent. So it's so have you worked in theatre? Did you work in theatre at all before you got into college, or before you did it at school, or was that just kind of like that avenue you started and then you veered off into the video design?
Yeah. So I never worked in an actual professional theatre. So my school that I went to before university, we did school productions every year, and it was always big, extravagant ones. So it was like Jesus Christ Superstar, and then it was what was it? Goodnight, Mr. Tom. That was a really fun one, and I was kind of learning how to do productions in that way. So we'd often hire in freelancers for these school productions who would come in and design the lighting, do the programming for it, and I would then just join in with them. And then during the actual production days, I was actually operating another show cooling while operating lighting, cooling in the follow spots. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But I'd never had any actual theatre experience until university.
Right. Okay. So, what was your first job, paid job?
Paid job?
Yeah, paid job in your not obviously like working in a pub or anything like that. In the industry.
Yeah. In the industry, it was freelancing, to be honest. So, I think the first job that I did, it was a bar mitzvah. I was a VJ for a bar mitzvah in a Nobu hotel, and that was the first time that I'd ever gone out as a freelancer working on anything. I had no idea what I was doing. Professional wise, they were like, "Oh, send over your PLI insurance, send over like your invoice as well when you're finished." And I was like, "What's that?"
Wow.
And yeah, but it was a good learning curve. I borrowed a Resolume license from my university. I grabbed my laptop and I went down with like a little MIDI desk down, and then operated this entire bar mitzvah, which was fun. It was quite fun.
Excellent. And so, what was the first big job that you did then? Would you say?
I'd say at university, everything was freelance up until I think about the third year, where I did join Royal Opera House. But I'd say the biggest one that I really enjoyed, I used to do Brockwell Live with one of my friends is one of the VJs for a lot of artists and production companies. So he would very kindly offer these experiences for me, and I'd just go and join in on them, and I'd operate the stages. So I was doing Brockwell Live, so I was Mighty Hoopla Across the Tracks, and there's a few other ones. And I'd be operating these big tents, this blue tent, this tent that just houses like thousands of people. So I really enjoyed doing that. I think Printworks was fun, but Boiler Room, was it? I think it was Boiler Room. It was the one in the old IKEA, up in London. That was fun. That was an absolutely massive LED screen, and We Are Festival. That was a fun one. That was a defected job. So like I said, those are like some of the biggest ones that I've done that I've actually enjoyed.
Yeah.
Nice.
Excellent. So have you in that world? I'm not too au fait with that world, but in the world of video production and design and all that kind of thing, is it as, how do I put this, cutthroat as other industries? Or do people try and get ahead, or is it generally more of a kind of a synergism?
Yeah, no, I get that. So the video community, it's very small from what I've seen, and it's a really nice community to be in. So there's about 3 or 4 different group chats, and if you're in all 4 of them, you know everyone who's in the industry, and it's very close quarters. People are always helping each other out, and yeah, in the community, because it is so small, when people do try to massively undercut, like obviously some people accidentally undercut other people, and it does upset them, but like at the end of the day, you know, everyone shares the work. It's nice. It's a very close community. I don't think there's any cutthroat that I've seen, and the people who do tend to do that, they don't seem to have the most successful careers anyway.
So, since you started working it, have you seen it expand as a community? Like, is it getting bigger and bigger? Because it is becoming more of a thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm seeing more people joining these little groups. I'm seeing, especially with a lot of these softwares that are being released later, well, competitors to Disguise, funny enough, but especially with them being released and they all have the free versions of their software, we're seeing a lot of people joining the video community, just learning these random softwares because they look cool and been marketed quite well.
Yeah.
The use of Blender, like being free, and like what Blender was and is now, and the things that you can do with it. We're seeing a lot of like creatives coming up, and you do making these very good looking animations and visuals for events using free apps. The use of Unreal and how Unreal has been used in virtual production, like it's just massive. And considering it's free as long as you're making under £1 million a year, in which case then you need to pay for it.
Yeah.
Considering it's free, you can just download it and you can just start messing around with it. And if you have a TV or like a second computer monitor at home, you can very easily be able to set up a very crap looking but quite good looking virtual production environment, just using a web camera.
Wow. Okay. So, what would you say are the pros and cons of working in that industry?
I'd say the pros: it's a close community, and from what I've seen, compared to when I was doing lighting, is that video is constantly changing. From what I've seen, obviously lighting does change as well. From my own experience, it might differ from other people, but when I was doing lighting, it was always the same. It was, you'd arrive on site, you program the lights, the functionality of that never changes. New lights are created, and then new lights come in, and you can use those. But at the end of the day, it's quite basic.
Well, a lot of the lighting,
not basic.
From what I gather, quite a lot of the lighting at the moment is based around them being more environmentally friendly. Because the old lights were obviously horrible and took up a lot of energy and what have you. So it's all about LEDs and creating new lights rather than creating something that is fundamentally different.
Yes, exactly. And then with the new lights come different fixture profiles, different methods of like controlling the lights as well. So there's a massive learning curve, but once you learn lighting, it's pretty solid, I think. Like from what I've seen, like once you've learned it, you don't really need to learn anything else. It stays consistent. With video, we've seen different medias just changing so drastically with how fast tech is expanding and being built. Like we're seeing massive mega projects being built all around the world, like the Sphere just being one of them, for example.
Yeah.
Just absolutely massive scale, and obviously the use of ST2110, which is a network distribution of video. So instead of using HDMI, you're now using fiber cables to transmit video, which is in sync as well, which is very cool. And that also massively cuts down on like your costs as well in the long run, because you don't need to trail hundreds of copper cables anymore. You just have a single fiber cable going from a server to, well, not a single, but you'd have some fiber cables, which would be lighter and easier to map. Yeah.
And has AI become a thing in your industry yet? Is that starting to creep in?
Yes. AI has definitely been very present. So especially with content creation, it's just been it's just taking over. A lot of people getting pissed off with it.
Yeah. I can see that.
Personally, I think it's been quite useful. I've seen it not replacing artists' jobs, but aiding them. So if you have a quick idea, you're saying, "Oh, this scene," and you're running out of like inspiration. Like, what video content could I create for this scene? Throw it into an image generator, and it will generate a concept image for you. And then from that, you can then build around that and refine it to make it your own. So I see it just as another creative tool. Obviously, with Soul VO3 coming out, it is the kind of pushing past it being a tool and it being an actual production device, which it's not good, but it's just the way that it's going. So yeah. And then as far as AI in like tech side of things as well, we're getting AI in like diagnostics tools now. So if issues are, so for example, the skies we've released our AI called Aiden, which runs inside our software. So if you ever have an issue where if you say, oh, how do I do this? How do I do that? You can ask that, and then it has the whole user guide loaded into it.
Right.
And it will be able to reference and tell you how to do stuff, as well as if you type into it saying, I need 13 LED screens, each of them need to be about 2 meters tall and about 5 meters wide. Please, can you make this? It will then just throw it into the skies for you. So yes, it is making operators' lives, I'm going to say, different. It's not making it easier. It's not making it harder. It's just a different method. It's just a different workflow.
Yeah.
So yeah, AI is definitely very much present.
I suppose it's also because video design has become is relatively, in the grand scheme of things, quite a new concept. Then you don't have as many people who are set in their ways, and do you? Does that make sense?
Oh no, you do. You have designers that have very much got their fixed style,
right,
and they don't want to defer from that because that's them, that's the brand. And for those sort of people, yeah, I don't think that they ever would touch AI, because why would they? It would completely change up what is fundamentally their essence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh right, okay, lovely. What would you say? What advice could you give to anybody who's trying to get into the video design side, or is thinking about it?
Say don't be scared to say yes to things, even if you don't know how to do it. It sounds kind of weird, but like a lot of like the jobs that I've managed to get and do, because I'm still quite young, I've managed to, I'd say, I have a lot of work experience so far just because I keep saying yes to things. So if a job comes up and they say, oh, I don't know, we need even if it's something small, like an LED technician for this event.
Yeah.
I'll be like, yes, yeah, sure, I'll do that. I'll do that. Obviously know your strengths. Like, obviously if somebody says, oh, we need, I don't know, is anyone here a doctor? Don't say yes if you're not a doctor. But like, obviously know what your strengths and weaknesses are. And obviously don't be afraid though to try something new. Like if you have some experience with LED, like let's say LED screens, and suddenly someone says, oh, we need an LED technician, don't be afraid just to message saying like, hey, I haven't got a lot of experience, but I'd really like to have the opportunity to try this out. If not on this job, is there going to be future jobs available where I could possibly shadow, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid just to message people. The worst thing that people can do is just air you. So just message. Just message and respond to anything.
Excellent. And that's everything I've got for you. So thank you for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Hey, huge thank you to Dylan there. Really enjoyed talking to Dylan. It was really great to talk to him, and finally, we've been trying to set it up for a while, so it was really good. Thank you for listening. Thank you for the downloads. Thank you for continuously downloading this. It's brilliant. The download figures have been fantastic. If you want to get in touch, it's techtablepod@gmail.com. If you want to get in touch via the socials, it's techtablepod on Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook, Threads, and YouTube. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everyone you know who's interested in the industry and anyone who's not, because it might make them interested. Thank you so much to the Tech Table team, Mig G, Jade, Flynn and Nathan, all fantastic. It's been really great to work with them, and they've really helped me, and it wouldn't happen without them. So thank you to them, and thank you to you. And yes, so I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I shall see you all next week.